with your week of dinosaur paleontology. This is our second week of content, so we're going to be talking about death and fossilization. What I want to do here is walk you through the requirements for the week, show you where these things are, and then you should be good to go, ready to kind of take this down at your own pace. So like I said, this week we're discussing death and fossilization. Your to-do list for the week is very similar to last week. There are resources that you can either watch or read in the new folder. I'll show you where those are. By the end of the week, you need to have your week 2 homework done. I'll talk more detail about that based on what I saw last week. And then you do have the death and fossilization quiz for Friday as well. Some things to keep in mind about the week. Seniors, you have the ACT on Tuesday. So again, pace yourself out for the weekly activities. Wednesday is a normal distance learning day. Thursday, Friday, slightly different. I will see my normal people on Thursday, and we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to walk through a couple of lessons about what fossils are, and then also how to collect them. Any time that we have left is going to be yours to work on your weekly stuff. And then I also get to see my people on Friday. You're going to be running an abbreviated 7-period schedule that day. So again, we'll be talking through that mini lesson. No matter what, you have 3 things to do for the week: your week 2 homework, lab 2, which I'll kind of go through, and then your death and fossilization quiz. So getting back over to Schoology, let's talk lab 2. You started this last week, Friday. A couple of things that I wanted to have you guys keep in mind or remember here is that you're trying to improve upon the very first lab and try to analyze things that didn't go well or things that you could do differently, and hopefully you do those. A couple of things that I noticed while grading lab 1. You do have to answer every single one of these questions or do every single one of these things in number 4, no matter what cohort you're in. Okay, so please make sure you do these things. From 5 down, these are interpretations. Okay, so you need to use the data that you have to interpret your answers to those. Okay, utilize data when you're describing that. And then you also must answer all of the questions in number 5. People did a great job with that, so just continue your good work there. Okay, so that's lab 2. Otherwise, for the week, we are taking a look at this week 2 folder. Okay, when we open up the week 2 folder, we've got our week 2 homework. Here's the weekly reading. Again, if you're a person who likes text, that's an option. Otherwise, you have a bunch of videos in here for the week from Dr. Phil Curry. You must look at these before you try to do any of the homework. Okay, so please do that first. Things that I noticed with the homework last week, people weren't following directions. So it's really important that you go back and you take a look at the directions here. Okay. The other thing that I noticed is that people missed out or forgot certain learning targets from last week. So again, this homework is completely based on the checklist. Okay, so open that up while you're doing your homework and make sure you hit every single one of the week 2 learning targets. Okay, let's see. Otherwise, you've got the death and fossilization quiz. Again, this is an unlimited number of attempts, 10 questions. It randomizes. So important that you again, do the weekly reading and things before you get into the quiz. Take that as many times as you need to. And I think that should take us through the week. Okay, if you run into problems or have any questions, please make sure you ask. Send me a Schoology message or stop by the Zoom.